Here is your paper number 108, question 6, continuing the doctoral journey into the doctrine of liberty in action, written in full paragraphs for peaceful motivation and wholeness. Paper 108, Freedom in Action, a doctoral reflection on question 6 of the U.S. Civics Test. Leora, Introduction, the living heart of liberty. The sixth question of the U.S. Civics Test asks, what is one right or freedom from the First Amendment? The possible answers include freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of assembly, freedom of the press, and the right to petition the government, USCIS 2023. These freedoms together form the living heart of American liberty. They ensure that individuals may express themselves, gather in community, worship openly, and challenge authority without fear. For those preparing for citizenship in Easton, Pennsylvania, zip code 18040, these rights are not abstract. They are lived practices that allow human dignity and flourishing to take root in everyday life. Freedom of speech, the courage of voice. Among the most recognized freedoms is the freedom of speech. Legally, this ensures that individuals can express their thoughts without government censorship. Ethically, it affirms the dignity of each person's voice as a contributor to the collective dialogue. Spiritually, it symbolizes the courage to speak truth in love and justice, recognizing that silence in the face of injustice leads to fragmentation of the soul. In Easton, freedom of speech manifests in classrooms, public forums, and daily conversations where ideas are exchanged without fear of repression. National Archives 2022. Freedom of religion, sacred conscience. Another vital right is freedom of religion. This freedom guarantees that individuals may practice any faith or no faith without interference. Ethically, it reflects respect for conscience as sacred space. Spiritually, it ensures that peace and harmony can grow amid diversity, allowing temples, churches, mosques, and meditation halls to coexist. For immigrants preparing for citizenship, this right brings profound comfort. The assurance that their faith practices, rituals, and prayers are protected within the fabric of American law. Levinson, 2019. Freedom of assembly and petition, collective responsibility. The First Amendment also guarantees the right to assembly and petition. Assembly allows people to gather peacefully, while petition ensures they can present grievances to government. Together, these rights create a covenant of accountability. Power must remain responsive to the people. Ethically, they affirm that justice is not an individual endeavor, but a shared responsibility. Spiritually, they reflect the sacred truth that human flourishing requires community action, where citizens walk together in peace to shape the world around them. Amar, 2021. Freedom of the press, voice of the people. Finally, freedom of the press ensures that information may circulate freely, enabling the people to hold leaders accountable. This freedom is essential for democracy's health. Without it, corruption thrives in silence. Ethically, a free press sustains transparency. Spiritually, it echoes the importance of truth as a foundation for peace and harmony. In Pennsylvania, from local newspapers in Easton to national outlets, freedom of the press connects local concerns to national dialogue, ensuring every voice may find amplification. Tushnet, 2020. Local global resonance of First Amendment freedoms. In zip code 18040, the First Amendment comes alive in local practice. Churches and community centers open their doors, citizens gather in public spaces, and newspapers circulate freely. These local expressions echo globally, where First Amendment freedoms have inspired human rights movements worldwide. The recognition that individuals must be free to speak, believe, assemble, and publish has become a model for nations seeking peace and justice. Thus, the First Amendment's freedoms link Easton to a larger global story of liberty and flourishing. USCIS 2023. Conclusion. Liberty as wholeness in motion. The sixth question of the civics test asks for one right or freedom from the First Amendment. Yet the deeper truth is that these freedoms are interwoven strands of human dignity. Freedom of speech, religion, assembly, press, and petition together create a tapestry of liberty that sustains both law and spirit. For those preparing for citizenship, these rights are promises of safety and dignity. To live them is to live in wholeness, to practice liberty as peace in action, and to embody the covenant of flourishing that lies at the heart of citizenship. References, Amar, AR 2021. The Words That Made Us, America's Constitutional Conversation, 1760 to 1840. Basic Books. Levinson S. 2019. Our Undemocratic Constitution, Where the Constitution Goes Wrong and How We the People Can Correct It. Oxford University Press. National Archives, 2022. The Constitution of the United States, a transcription. archives.gov/founding docs. Constitution-transcript. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Civics, History, and Government Questions for the Naturalization Test. /just.s.gov. Tushna N20. Taking the Constitution Away from the Courts. Princeton University Press. Would you like me to continue with paper number 108? Question 7. How many amendments does the Constitution have? So we carry the series into the doctrine of completeness and growth.